Good morning, class. Today we will be learning about Togekiss and its role in Master League. So grab a seat and get ready for notes. It's time for a lesson. Just a quick reminder, if you want to get a better grade in class, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to see what I do about a week in advance, check me out on twitch.tv/Super Science Sensei. I hope to see you guys there. Okay. Today, we are going to be working on Togekiss, what it does, what it tries to do, and what its role is in Master League. But even though this says Togekiss Master League, this kind of overrides and works out pretty well with Great League and Ultra League as well. And the reason why it kind of does the same job in all three leagues, because its archetype is matched with a bunch of other mons as well. Some people call them just charmers, but then later Dragon Breath users also kind of do the same thing. And so we are going to call them, because we want fun terms, phantoms. Let's go. So the idea of a phantom is that their whole job is to punish people for holding their shields. Because a lot of times, a really good tactic to win is you save like one, maybe two shields for your last spawn, so you can protect it and you can beat other things down. Uh, Using Togekiss will allow you to ignore shields because a majority of the damage will come from the charm. Okay, so let's go and take a dive into our charming little fellow, Togekiss. So, Togekiss Master League. If you guys look, it is the strongest fairy type inside Master League right here, right? And the suggested moves are Charm, Flamethrower, and Ancient Power. Now, the reason why the only real move that matters, the charge moves don't matter all too much. It's just going to be Charm, right? And then later, beyond that, pick two charge moves of your choice. Now, with that said, the reason I say pick two is because if we look at Togekiss, let's click on our charming feller. Togekiss has pretty mediocre fast moves. Ancient Power is good to fish for the boost, because if you get a boost, then you can sometimes win games straight off the bat. Flamethrower is pretty solid against steals. Um, that counter Togekiss. Aerial Ace will help do damage against certain types. It's better in Premier. Pretty subpar inside Master League, and then it has Dazzling Gleam, which it sometimes can throw people for a surprise, but it generally isn't that useful. Okay, so most of the times you go with Ancient Power, hoping to fish for a boost because they can sometimes win the game off of it, and usually people pick Flamethrower so you can kill your threats if you have a huge energy lead. Okay, now the role of Togekiss inside Master League specifically is generally anti-dragon. Okay, and then later the role it has inside other locations is just uh, charm farm down. Okay, so the thing about Togekiss is because Togekiss is a fairy type. Fairy types double resist dragon moves. So if you look at um, the matchups that it generally has really favorable matchups in, right, you'll see a lot of dragons that it can beat. And if you look at the Master League meta, right, you guys can, if you want to look at regular battles, things like Dragonite, right, if it doesn't have Hurricane, and we look at the damage it can do, right, if Togekiss doesn't shield at all, and the Dragonite just uses its Dragon's moves, the Togekiss takes barely any damage, only does 19 damage with the Dragon Claw, and the Togekiss is going to farm it down really easily with a whopping 23 damage per charm. Okay, uh, Togekiss is made to crush dragons. The only dragon it has a slight issue with is going to be Dialga, which it will win, but it will have to shield twice. Due to the fact that because it is fairy, it's weak to steel, and the Iron Head will kill you. But if you shield twice, you get to fully kill it, and it'll be a nice and easy win with over half your HP left over. Okay, now the whole point of Togekiss and most Charmers is that your damage isn't going to be coming from your charge moves. Instead, they'll be coming from your fast moves. Okay, if we look at fast moves and we look at the damage, the highest damage fast move tied with confusion is Charm, right? And due to its unique typing, Charm does work. Charm beats down dragons. Charm really, really, really beats down fighters and dragons really hard. Does a lot of damage. If you want to see a different Pokemon just real quick as an example, I think this is probably one of the funniest things that you can ever do to someone inside Autorec. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you guys have like a Gardevoir, a Shadow, against like a Zweilous inside an Autorec or inside Great League, right? Uh, look at West has 137 HP. It takes 3 charms, and it's actually 2 charms and a half. Each charm does 49 damage to this poor Zweilous. Look at that. Oh, it's awesome. Okay, so this is why Charmers are scary. Like you can have as many shields as you want. You have a 2 shields wireless, it doesn't matter because this thing's never gonna throw a charge move. It's just gonna kill you with charms. And this is how it punishes teams that have multiple shields. A lot of times out there, if you notice your opponent has 2 shields, if you have a Togekiss in the back, you just farm everything down and they can't do anything about it because their shields are completely useless to them. Okay? And that is what we use Togekiss for. Now, if you look specifically inside the Master League meta, though, right? You look at Togekiss, you look at its ranking, and it can be used as a lead. It's really consistent due to the charm damage, and, and the main role it has is primarily just to catch those dragons in the lead, right? It doesn't have the greatest rating, but it is pretty commonly used, and it's very strong. Um, with that said, right, the charm damage is really big. And when you look for a replacement for Master League, I feel like there's no real replacement unless you guys want to use another charmer like Gardevoir. Now, the issue with Gardevoir though is that Gardevoir is very, very, very squishy, right? So I would suggest just using Togekiss. I feel like Togekiss uniquely has the role as the best charmer inside um, Master League. Okay. You could try using other things, but they just don't work as well. That flying type also sometimes is very useful, and its higher bulk is pretty great. Okay. Now, as far as matchups go, the main thing you're looking for is you beat dragons, and you also kind of do okay against Groudon, right? Um, that's pretty much Togekiss's job. Even though it says here that you lose to Dialga, like that's not really true because you double shield that, you guaranteed win, and you have a lot of HP for it. Uh, Togekiss, if you just keep farming things down, you are going to crush dragons. Like look how slanted it is against it. Togekiss is a beast for dragons. It does well against Groudon, which is considered rank 1. And even the things that kind of beat it, like, yeah, Melmetal's hard, and the roughest counters to it are generally steel types. So things that you can watch out for Togekiss inside for its counters are going to be steel types, like Metagross, which isn't super common inside Master League. It's more common in Premier, but metal types, steel types are gonna definitely going to hurt because they take resisted damage from the charms, and they hit you hard with steel as well. So anything that's metal, so Metagross, Zone, um, Melmetal, all those guys really, really put a damper on Togekiss' style. Kyogre is also a big issue because Kyogre can take the damage, but fun fact, if you have an Arrow Ace and the Kyogre does not shield, you can win that matchup if they try to farm you down. So it is something to keep in mind where sometimes if they don't want to shield and they get greedy, right? See right here, you lose with this setup, but you can pull a win if it no shields and you throw an Aerial Ace instead of Ancient Power due to the stab and increased damage. Okay, so main thing to note is that Togekiss really, really strong against dragons. Really, really good against people that don't want and are unwilling to use their shields. And it's overall probably one of the strongest spawns inside every single league. It's not the greatest inside Great League because there are better charmers like Wigglytuff. It's really strong in Ultra League. It's really strong in Premier. It's really strong inside Master League, and it's arguably the best charmer inside Master League. Okay, so to review, Togekiss. The archetype of Togekiss is a phantom because it gets to ignore shields since almost all of its damage comes from charm. The moves, the only move that matters is charm, and you can pick whatever move you want for the charge moves. Okay. Arrow Ace helps you against Kyogre specifically. Ancient Power gives you the chance to hopefully 10% chance boost yourself and straight up destroy the whole opposing team. And Flamethrower is really nice at killing those steel types that you are weak against, especially if they don't have any shields. Its primary role is to kill dragons and farm the opponent down. Just do heavy, heavy, heavy damage. The only real substitute for Togekiss is going to be Charmers because you want to make sure that you have big, hard hitting, fast damage. And as far as matchups go, it takes on those dragons. It can beat Groudon. And dragons and Groudon are super, super relevant inside the meta. With that said, the things that it's scared of is going to be steel types, and that's pretty much the main thing you have to know about Togekiss. Okay. One thing to note: if you guys are fighting against Togekisses, because Charm takes 4 turns to do its entire animation, if you're gonna throw a charge move at it, make sure you time yourself so it doesn't get a free. It doesn't get a free charm. Any extra charms, because of how much damage it can do, can cost you matchups really, really severely. So be careful about how you throw charge moves against mons like Togekiss. Okay, and also one real thing to note: instead of Togekiss versus Togekiss Mirror, just spam Charm. Don't even throw a charge move if both of you guys have shields, because whoever throws a charge move will lose. Okay. Um, with that said, it's a really charming fellow, right? I personally really think Togekiss is really nice. He's a really charming mon. Really cute. Cloudy, a little high in the sky, but also really ruins some people's days. Okay, so with that all said, I know you have some other classes to attend. So with that, I hope to see you all next time. Class is dismissed.